I am out here with Lord Lewis. We are continuing any of the conversation that you might have saw on any of the Matchmaker clips, shorts, or reels. My guy right here was just giving us a fantastic breakdown on how to go in and sustain a relationship financially using stock investing. Now, stock investing has become very popular in recent times. It went from a time where, when I was definitely entering college, that you didn't have Robinhood, Cash App, Webull, or the accessibility or the knowledge of how to go beyond a broker and just do it all yourself. And my guy here is actually mastered doing it all himself. So he was giving out a bunch of financial knowledge on how to go in from what a stock is and how to get a dividend, how to do some basic investing. And we're going to recap some of that here for you guys, because what we're going to do is give you the knowledge that you need necessary to make yourself able to sustain not just approaching women, not just going out there and having girls in your life, but sustain an actual relationship when you want to get into one, and use the assets from your purchasing of assets to pay off your liabilities, your bills, and connect a world where, because you have so many assets and so many bills paid for, because you're minimizing your outflows and you're maximizing your inflows, on how to sustain a life where you can have location freedom, time freedom. Location freedom and travel freedom is the same thing, and freedom overall in general, and have freedom over your life so you can spend more time with your loved ones, your friends, your family, etc. So I'm going to pass the mic over here to my guy, and what we're going to do is we're going to give a quick summary of everything that we were just discussing, and then we're going to go on into a little bit more specific details. My boy Lewis, man, tell them what you want them to know.
Yeah, so we went over some basic things for now. In 30 minutes that we've been talking about stocks, about just generally money, about financial freedom, and how to actually get to that point, and choosing a vehicle that gets you to those places, and just learning about finance in general, because everybody needs to know that whatever you do, you still involve money into it, and learning about it, learning how money works and how banks work, and how just generally where it comes from, what you do with it, is the way that you need to, to pass to the next level. That's what you need to do. You need to learn about it and start implementing the things you learn. And that's going to help you in the future, because obviously at some point you want freedom. At some point you want to escape from working all the time and, spending your time for money, because obviously everybody has a limited amount of time. And the faster you can get to the point where money works for you instead of you working for money, that's where you're going to have the freedom, the time freedom, just be able to live a fulfilling life and do whatever you want to do.
So I'm going to go through and break down some of the things that we talked about in a little bit more detail. And while he's going to actually grab his computer and show you guys the interface of what it looks like to actually use these softwares to make your life free. So what we just talked about is that if you were an 18-year-old guy and you just made some expendable income, right? Like if you were working an $1,800 or $2,400 job, doesn't matter where it is. If you were working at McDonald's, if you were working at a local place in a grocery store, if you were working in a strip mall, doesn't matter, because in general you're making some sort of paycheck, and that would be like a part-time, full-time kind of paycheck for like an entry-level person in the dating field. Now keep in mind, I'm speaking in a generalized way, so put yourself at the target of where you are. If you are above an 18-year-old, if you are in your 20s and you're making more money, if you're making $10,000, $4,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month, whatever you're making, this will be in addition to that. This will extrapolate that and expedite and get you to a faster place that you want to go, because you're creating a portfolio. In doing so, what we talked about is using expendable cash to buy an asset, which is then going to pay you back a dividend, right? So you can buy a stock can pay you back a dividend, and then over time, these dividends can add a larger base to what you invested, and then you can have more stocks as time goes by. So you can buy a stock and have your stock pay for stocks if you're doing it wisely. On top of that, we got a chance to talk about many different variations, but one of the things I actually want to get into, since he's back here with the laptop, we're just gonna accept that you guys saw the clips. We're gonna keep moving forward here. I'll even throw in some of the video in here if I get a chance to. You'll probably also see this clipped up. Some of it is behind the Matchmaker Marketing Telegram, but keep in mind, we have a huge community. I master marketing, but my guy over here is master in stock investing, and you really want to merge these two worlds. You want to have a market. You want to be able to market your brand. You want to push your brand, but while your brand is being pushed, maybe you could use this income to pay for the brand or the brand to facilitate this type of income. You want all of these under your belt. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about this software that he uses for his own at-home stock investing. What was it called again?
ThinkorSwim.
ThinkorSwim. Let him go ahead and give you like a little bit of a tutorial here. And, you know, let's start off with, how does one download ThinkorSwim?
I mean, you just go, you can type it on Google, ThinkorSwim, and you can download it on your phone. You can download it on your desktop. I would recommend, obviously, on the computer because it's better. It's more things you can see, easier to do things. There's a lot more things you can add, and it just is better to see different things, and it's easier in that sense. But also another one is good called Webull. Webull is a bit more modern style. The interface is more modern. It looks newer, looks high-tech type of thing. But the point is the same, and they're pretty much, you can do the same things. But yeah, just going on Google, you can download it. This is what it would look like. Obviously,
boom, there we go. Show them the game, bruh.
So
what are we looking at in this widget, and then that widget, and then that widget, and then that widget? The four things that we're looking at here.
So
well, I think technically five if you count that.
Yeah. So this is the account and the account information. I obviously have it blurred out so nobody steals me. But these are different stocks that I'm looking at. There's a lot more down there if I scroll. This is just a quick chart. So this is why I'm looking at something else. I can look at two different ones to basically know, you know, if I'm looking for something and two different stocks are moving and they're getting ready for me to go in, I can look quickly here. I can look at the bigger one. The bigger one have more things, and I can have a better image of what is happening. But yeah, it's a bit more complicated than what you will have in the beginning, and most of these things are very very customizable and preference. I like to use, so for example, these two lines here, those called simple moving average and exponential moving average. So they just show kind of the trend of the stock. So if it's going up or down above certain levels, basically, to put it simply. This is called volume. This just shows how many people are, you know, buying or selling. And then this one is called RSI, and it just shows if something is expensive or cheap compared to the usual levels that it's at. And the last one is called MACD. It shows more if it's in an uptrend or downtrend. Just shows the green is like if it's going up, red it's going down. You can kind of tell sometimes. If I can see myself, like it's going up, and then those bars start to become smaller and smaller. That shows that basically the uptrend is ending and it might go down now, and things like that. But yeah, it's very customizable. You can do. There's many different technical things that you can use, and different. These called are indicators. They're called. Damn, my cat.
The cat wants to join the show.
Little cute baby.
There it is. Hey.
But yeah, so they're called indicators, and different people use different things depending on what they like. But yeah, all of them have different purpose, right?
So let's say, you know, I've downloaded ThinkorSwim for the first time, right? one of the things that I probably want to know right offhand, as you were talking about these indicators, is the difference between the green bar, the difference between the red bar, and how does one put money inside to it? Like, how do you put cash in the bank account, link your bank account to this, and then put money, if you were to sell, back into your bank account, or if you were to hold, where does that money go? Like, give me an idea of how to navigate that system.
So there's different brokers, and you can go, for example, the one I use is Schwab. There's the one for Webull, and there's many different ones like Robinhood, Fidelity, and different ones that you can go into and open an account. They will ask you for your information, for your ID and your social security, because obviously all of this is tracked by IRS. So they need to know, everything basically. But yeah, you just, once they process your account, you can add a bank account, and then transfer the money from your bank to the broker and actually start, buying things or selling things. Selling is a bit more complicated. That's a bit more risky, but it's also a good way to make money as well.
Now, if you found us on the clips, what you'll see is that we were giving the example of a person starting and buying one stock. We use AT&T as an example, but you can actually buy more than one stock. You can have a portfolio. So can you explain to us how one has multiple? How do you have a portfolio? How does one build a portfolio?
Yeah. So
what kind of research do you do to get there?
So there's two different ways of looking at stocks, I guess, or whatever financial market it is, crypto or any of these things. All of them have the same rules and they kind of do the same things. If you learn the basics, you can go into any market and basically make money off of it, because the same fundamental things happen in each. There's different things that move it, but the baseline knowledge is what will help you understand each one of them. And basically, there's, like I said, there's two different ways. One is technical analysis, and another one is fundamental analysis. So technical analysis is understanding of like different trends, different using different indicators, and just understanding how the buying and selling is happening, who is stronger, is the buyers or the sellers, and we're basically understanding the more of the actual psychology and behavior of people, which are the ones that move the stock up or down. And the second way is fundamental. So fundamental is basically understanding the fundamentals of a company. So their earnings, their profit, their what they spend their money on, and understanding those things, and seeing how that correlates to the actual stock, and seeing, maybe a company is making a lot of money, and it's progressing in growth of how much is making money, and let's say the stock is really low, but the company is making a lot of money and they're profitable and they're growing every year, they're getting bigger and bigger, but the stock is still low. Then by understanding the finances of the company and understanding that the stock is low, usually the stock catches up, right? So with time, it will go and correlate more closely to the actual finances of the company. And the same is the opposite. Some companies, their finances are shit, but the stock is really high. And usually at some point, they're going to meet again. You understand? So kind of understanding that. And then the technical is more understanding what are people doing, and because people kind of their behaviors repeat. So you can kind of catch what they're doing, and depending on what happened before or where it's moving, the key levels and things like that, you can learn that way.
Now, keep in mind, when you guys are watching YouTube or you're going and you're watching clips and you're going to like wherever the bigger videos are and they're held by people, normally what you run into is a person will say, you need a mentor, you need a mentor. Personally, I don't like the word mentor that much as I like the word teacher. And basically what you're getting here when you talk to Luis is you're getting a teacher who will walk you through these steps hand in hand. He will literally help you get to where you're going by giving you the information that you need, because everyone's finances are a little bit more individualized. So if you literally want to work with Luis, specifically get in the community. What we're doing here is having a generalized discussion about how these things work. But if you want one-on-one help with trading with Luis, he is literally going to help you go from point A to point B by getting in these Zoom calls, Matchmaker Zoom Events, Matchmaker Zoom Events, or Matchmaker Zoom and live events. So if you want to be in the Telegram chat, if you want to be on the Zoom calls, where he literally will give you a live breakdown for you as an individual on where you're at and what you need to do to maximize your resources and to maximize your portfolio growth and to maximize your income, you have to get in the chat with Luis, and he will literally walk you through the entire thing step by step with every detail. Now, we've summarized what you need to do for getting yourself out there, getting into dating. Once you're in the world of dating, you're going to want to sustain your income. Once you want to sustain your income, why are you doing that? You're doing that because you need a foundation for your dating to work, right? You can't go on a cruise. You can't go on nice trips. You can't have a place to live. You can't have a car if you don't pay for your car payments, if you don't pay for your mortgage, if you don't pay for your rent. If you don't have all these things lined up, you're not going to make it very far. But lucky for you, what we know from our own personal experience is money is a discipline. So the more disciplined that you can be, the more structured that you can be, the more focused that you can be, the more organized that you have your money, the more organized that you have your portfolios, the more knowledgeable, the more time that you spend researching the markets, the more time that you look at these charts and have an overall consensus of where these things are going, the easier it's going to be for you to map out your freedom. That is the reward of this. That is the whole point of Matchmaker Zoom Events, to spend your freedom with people in a community that are looking to advance so you can get more out of your life and do what you do. As that happens, and as you have the freedom to do what you want to do, we absolutely believe you're going to be engaging in real happiness. The majority of the people that I know in my real life that hit me up are hitting me up in two different fashions. There's the people that are like flourishing, and then there's the people who keep asking me for jobs. Keep saying, yo, Chris, that you can't get a job nowhere. I can't get employed anywhere. I've been to 55 different interviews. I keep going to these interviews and they're pretending to hire me, but then they don't. They ghost me after. People keep saying this, right? And in this scenario, what do I say? Use your own skills. Use your own hands. Use your own resources and make your own money. Luis makes his own money in investing. I make my own money in marketing and working with him in investing. We have another brother, Demoy, who also does crypto investing on another level. So when you see a podcast like this or clips like this, when it's Luis and Demoy, and they're going back and forth with we actually had a Zoom call with Demoy not too long ago where he was talking about stake investing. So get this. Dividends are something that you do through the traditional market, which is very reliable and exists through companies that have been around for hundreds of years. But if you go the crypto route, there's also staking, which is very similar to dividends, but you can get paid monthly instead of every 3 months. So again, what is that? What does that mean? That means that you need to have a portfolio. That means you need to know where your money is, your bank accounts. You need to know where your credit cards are. You need to know where your bank accounts are. You need to understand where all your portfolio is going. So by the time that, you're sitting there with your sweet girlfriend and she says, baby, what are we going to do? I want to have some fun. You're literally going to just be like, okay, no, I'm going to take you out to a restaurant, throw that credit card on the table when you take her out to dinner and a movie. Don't look at your fucking credit card. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you put it down and let the waiter or waitress handle all that for you, because you know that by the time you put the credit card down, you understand that what you're going to be paying for. You understand where your money is, and you understand you're moving with freedom. You know that your gas tank is taken care of. You know that you're going to be able to afford the fucking restaurant and have a great time and have a great date, because you know that when you're hanging out with ladies, they don't really care about money too much. They just want to have fun, right? And who's got to pay for all the fun? The boys. The bros got to handle that. So as we were talking about a little bit of a diversified portfolio, we're moving into more complicated territories, right? Man, after you talked about, the green bar and the red bar and then diversifying the portfolio, give us some extra gems, bro. What are some gems that the people need to know?
Yeah, so there's a lot you can learn about in these things. I would say definitely the biggest thing you can do for yourself is getting a long-term play, long-term stock that you want to buy. That actually is a really good company that will be here for a long time. And having those, even putting a little bit of money over time, adding a little bit more and more and more into those companies will eventually, double, triple, quadruple, and make you actual good money that you can invest in something else or pay for things that you need and just make a better life. There's not secrets, or not secrets is not the right word. There's not one way to go about it. There's many different things you can learn and many different ways of making money. It's not just, oh, I buy here and I sell here. There's many different strategies, many different options that you can do, many different markets you can go into, forex, futures, and etc. And all of them could make you money. You just have to learn more about it and get more into it. But yeah, getting a long term is, everybody should have a long term stock or company that you think is really good.
So right now we're giving you the safe way to invest, which is the foundational way, right? We're starting on the fundamentals. The safest way is to earn some money, have expendable cash, and then invest in a long-term plan. Now that is dope. But that's not the only way to make money, as he was saying. That is a long-term plan, and the long-term plan is usually what you want your foundation to be built on. But actually, he's going to go into a little bit more details on the next level, how to make money every single day from day trading and swing trading. If you want the full details and have him actually walk you through it, click the link in the bio. My dog is going to actually be the teacher for you. He'll teach you how to do it every step of the way, one-on-one training to get you from point A to point B. In the meantime, you're about to hear some of the details right here on how to make money every single day. Well, let me rephrase. On the days that you can't invest, because I think Saturday, Sunday markets are closed, right?
I mean,
so Monday through Friday.
Depends what you invest in. If you go into crypto, it's always open. 365, 24/7, always. There is, I would say the twist on that is that when it's really like nighttime, let's say 4 a.m., there's not many people doing things, so it's not moving as much a lot of the days, and there's not the big companies and big money flowing in, right? That usually happens from 9 or 7 or 8 a.m. till like 5, 6. Usually after those hours, it's not moving much. You could still make money, right? You have a lot of money, or you use the money from the exchange, right? Which is called leveraging. You can multiply how much you have. Let's say you have $1,000. You can turn that $1,000 into $4,000 or $10,000 and use that to make the money, right? So 1% of $1,000 is what, $10. But 1% of $10,000 is $100, right? So that's the difference, right? And you might not have the capital to actually make enough money for yourself to live on or whatever every day. But with saving, with using leverage is very risky. You need to learn a lot and practice a lot and start with small, because everybody, they try to go big and fast, and that's where they fail. They go too strong into it, and they don't have enough practice or knowledge of what they're doing. They don't have more control of their emotions, and they lose their money, right? But if you take time, you be introspective and look up your problems, fix them, and little by little become better and better, that's where you can start using leverage to make a lot more money than what you have in your account, right? You can, for example, I'm using leverage in my account, and I have, like around 40 grand of my money. And then I can leverage it up to 160, 170 from the money of the broker, right? So they give me money to use. Obviously, that becomes more risky because, a 1% loss on 160,000 is a lot more than 1% loss on 40,000. But if you know what you're doing, that could help you speed up your process and get more money out of it, right? And be able to live off of that money.
And in order to acquire assets like that, you got to go to him one-on-one. He'll teach you how to walk. He'll walk you through the steps on how to do that yourself. In the meantime, you guys get a chance to learn about it on here. Remember, we're not like a traditional YouTube channel. We're not like a traditional channel. We're working with you one-on-one. We're a real community of real people, really reaching out to real people. And if you want to get in with him and make this happen and make that cash and make these stacks and make all of this a foreseeable, feasible network in your life, we do this every day. You got to be a part of it. You got to network. You got to hustle. You got to come into the fold, click the link in the bio and get the membership so you can be with him and do this kind of stuff on our Zoom calls. We're constantly communicating. And I'll give you guys a quick little tidbit here. Talking about money is one of the greatest ways to make money, because when you talk about it enough, you guys start to do what you were talking about and make it happen. Words are very powerful. Use them wisely. So then the next step of this is like, he'll teach you how to get that. He'll teach you how to get all this like income to leverage and do all the things you were just talking about. Me and him have had a long personal talk about what he was just mentioning. And he actually knows a lot about that. So to get you guys in that area is something he's more than qualified and more than happy to do for you. And that's really the better part. On top of that, what I'd like to know, Luis, is, we can also give them a little valuable information on some of the companies that you have done some research on, and maybe some of the coins specifically that you have done some research on. Maybe open up a little bit of that. Like let's go between, we're not fully going into crypto right now. We're still like over here on the stocks. We're still trying to get you guys on that. We will do crypto videos, of course. But let's say that someone is researching, the big companies for the first time. Oh, and then after that, I'm going to ask you about like swing trading and day trading, right? Because we're kind of getting into that area too. How do you do research on these companies, bro?
So you can do. So I do mostly technical analysis. There's some finances that I look at, like their financial statements for the past year or two, but mostly I do technical analysis. So I look. Should I show it?
Yeah, why not, man? We're showing you what you can't. This is the value. You guys are getting value right now, man. Remember, keep in mind, you can go watch any YouTube video, but what are you going to be? You're going to be stuck in the comments. You're going to be stuck liking the video. You're going to be stuck hitting share. Join the membership. You get direct access to Luis, just like this, and he will walk you through and do it with you. Do it with you. Get you exactly to where you want to go with your finances. And then, of course, because you're associated with us and you get the membership, you also get access to live events. So you can talk to Luis in person about these things, just like I'm sitting down with him right here, right now. Getting a chance to talk about these things in person, getting a chance to use your time wisely is what the market needs right now. You cannot go out here wasting time. You can't be on TikTok for 44 hours a day. You can't go on YouTube and do absolutely nothing. It's not that time anymore. The times are changing very fast. You have to be able to meet up with real people and make real changes in your life. We're out here in Miami, Florida. Right now, we're in Miami Beach. If you guys were, if you got the membership, we'll tell you where we are in Miami Beach. We'll sit down and have a one-on-one with you, throw you on these videos, give you some free marketing if you're sitting down with us. Luis, give them the info, bro. Let them know what you're doing.
Yeah, so to try to put it kind of as simple as possible. Fuck, do I move this? It doesn't create like a reflection thing. Oh yeah.
You guys can see all that? Hey.
Yeah, so
the glare, I got you with the glare.
Yeah, the glare is crazy. Let me sit here for a second.
Got you. Go ahead, big dog.
So yeah, I would look at so this is a 4-hour 180-day chart. So it shows 180 days, the past 180 days, and each little line here, if I can zoom in. So each little box, kind of, it's a 4-hour, what is called a candle, and they basically show what happened in those 4 hours, each one of them, right? It goes up or it goes down or whatever else. So I would look at
the 4-hour, right? 4-hour trend. So it would look like, let's say you see over the past year or half a year, it's been just going steadily up. This is Nvidia, right? One of the best performing stocks this year. So it's just going up and up and up and up and up and up. And there's some key levels, like for example, here it went up to the highs and then dropped down, right? All the way down here. And if you want a long-term investment on a technical analysis, you would look at stocks that are gradually moving up, right? There are good companies that have had some kind of, going down a little bit, right? Here it was down for about, I think, a month or so. Yeah, about a month and a half. So that would be, a good time to buy, because obviously you don't want to buy something that has always been falling, because you don't know how long it's going to be falling. But if a stock is gradually going up and up and up and up and up, and then at some point it falls a little bit, and the company is really strong, that's a good time to buy. And it's a bit more complicated than this, but you would look at things that move up and wait for those moments that the price is good. It's lower than usual, and that's what you would buy for longer term. For shorter term, it's a bit different. There's different strategies for doing more short term, like day trading. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the same strategy that you would use for long term, because usually I trade with how it goes. So if it's going up, I'm buying. If it's going down, I'm selling. I'm not going against how it goes. But in longer term, if the company's good, then getting these key levels where it's down is a good place to buy, because you're holding for a long time and you don't really care if it goes up and down in the next 3 months or whatever. If you're holding it for 5 years, you could go through the worst time, and if the company is really strong, and it's like Amazon, for example, you can have a bad year, but then the next 2 years it will be going up, right? So that company doesn't go away from a bad year, right? So yeah, but for day trading, it's different, because if you go against the trend, so if it's going up and you go against it, then it's a lot riskier, and you can lose money easier, because it can keep going up. Like today, for example, Tesla had earnings, and the stock went up, I think, about 10-ish% or 15% since yesterday. And if you thought, oh, it's too much, and you would have went against it, you would have lost a lot of money, because it went from 15% to 20%. So it went 5% more in the whole day, right? So, but if you went with the trend, you could have made a lot of money from that, So it's kind of the basics, but there's a lot more that you want to learn and want to find out, and look through different companies, look how they've been doing, look at their finances, look at the news that they have, look when they have earnings, because if you invest in something and it has bad earnings, you can lose a lot of money in that period of time, because sometimes it sells really bad and goes down a lot, or it goes up a lot, like Tesla yesterday. So yeah, you have to watch out for all of those things. Each one of those little circles is the earnings, right? So the little red ones are basically, there's a red and a blue here, but you can't really see because they're kind of in the same place. Those are earnings. So every quarter, every 3 months, all companies say, oh, we're making this much money, or we're losing this much money, and they have to legally do this if they're publicly traded. So, and then depending on that number and how good it is, the stock usually goes up or down depending how people feel about it. So if they see that the company is digressing and losing profit, and now it's less than the time before, the 3 months before, then usually that makes it go down, right?
So literally what you're getting with us is not like a standard YouTube channel. Like when you watch us or when you watch a normal YouTube channel, people are going to put you in a video and then it's very two-dimensional. You're gonna see the influencer or whoever is talking or the YouTube channel person or whoever it is talking, but they never get a chance to really work with you or talk with you, right? When you buy the membership with us, you're getting direct access to the Zoom call. You could literally message me or Lewis on Instagram and we will get back to you immediately with the membership. So you're getting, instead of like going through some ClickFunnels and all this nonsense is happening, or they're leaving you or you're in the comments, but they never reach back out to you kind of thing, you're getting direct access to literally going on Zoom calls, going in a live chat that literally answers all your questions 24/7, or you can engage with other people that have all these different strategies all the time, and have direct access to working with us individually, especially if you want to work with him specifically in this area. He's going to get you from, again, level A all the way up to level B, wherever you're going, right? So that is literally the benefit of getting in on the ground floor with guys like us. You don't have to sit there and hope to one day be in the field that you want to be in. You can literally start maximizing your portfolio today, the next day, and keep building it going forward. That's why we're so big on money is a discipline. Money is a discipline, and you need to work on it every single day, just like going to the gym. You can't just go to the gym one time a week. You can't just go to the gym and just throw it in the back and hope that it works the next day. This is for the people that want to say, I'm doing health, wealth, love, happiness. So that's the book that I wrote. It's in the Telegram chat right now. Health, wealth, love, happiness. Shout out to Ty Lopez. That's an ideology that me and him both share. And what we're trying to accumulate for you in the day is that you want to have your money handled a little bit every day. You want to have your wealth and your happiness and your love handled a little bit every single day. This is the core fundamentals of how you move. This is what we do in our brotherhood, and this is what we are extrapolating to the internet for you guys. So as you see these clips and as you see these reels and as you see these TikToks, not only are we giving you the value, not only are we giving you a way to extrapolate the value, not only are we making ourselves available to you, but you're literally going to go and have not just money, but a network. Like literally, how do you get more than that? You're going to go from literally people that want to talk about money all day, people that literally have left the system, and people that do this themselves. So you're going from like your corporate job or whatever to literally being with people who are financially free and want to put you in a financially free situation because you do it every day and you track the progress every day and you measure your numbers every day. Know your numbers, man. That is one of the greatest things managers that I've ever worked for have told me. Know your numbers. You want to work in sales? Know your numbers. You want to get fitness? Know your numbers. You want to extrapolate money out of the value of doing day trading, crypto trading? Know your numbers. Know your portfolio. Know your assets. Man, I know that my dog is dropping some gems here, and this is usually what we put out here for free. And let's see, we've been doing this for about 30 minutes now, 40 minutes now. Okay, so look, if you guys want to get the maximum value out of this, this is what's going to happen next, right? You need to get the membership. The link is in the bio. You absolutely need to get the membership. Right now, the membership prices are probably the best that they're ever going to be. We don't go so crazy that it breaks the bank, but we don't go so low that you can't make it a profitable business, right? We have very affordable memberships. And then on top of that, what you guys got to know is that we have deeper conversations in the Telegram chat, and we have very specific conversations unique to the individual. For example, when I'm doing the marketing, like for example, again, shout out to Gina. Gina, when I do her marketing, is for resonance and sound. When I do my marketing, it's for a DJ and a matchmaker. When we do his marketing, it's for people that are in the space of investing. When we do Des Moines marketing, it's for people that are in the space of crypto investing, right? So marketing is the umbrella term, but everyone is uniquely an individual. Your individual needs are met by us. We help you individually get to where you're going. Each and every individual is different. And if you want to be respected in your field for what you do, you need to hit us up immediately, get the membership, get in the Zoom calls, get in the Telegram chats, and then obviously, direct message on Instagram. And then, of course, if you are someone that really wants to be a part of what we're doing, you'll eventually be smart enough to get our numbers and come out here and hang out with us in Miami, Florida. So in the meantime, we're going to end this segment here. You'll see us very soon. Get inside the network, get inside the membership. We have so much value to give you. We have so much that we want to give you. And what that's going to look like, I'll tell you right now. He's going to start talking about day trading. He's going to start talking about swing trading. He's going to talk about how to maximize revenue in the market. He's going to talk to you about the skills that it took for him to learn how to watch that screen, buy on a particular day at a particular time, make that money, extrapolate the resources, put it in his bank account, put it in different. Bro, I can't even tell them everything, bro. You guys get to make a lot of money if you mess with us. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon.